Hello again, this is Calvin from PoorManSurvival.com. We're going to talk about another Boker knife, and this is a Boker Plus, and this is the credit card knife. So as we open the box here, you see again, this is the Boker limited lifetime warranty. Everything comes with that card. All right. So in here, find a piece of ball and chain if you want to wear this as a neck knife. I haven't done that yet. And it fits pretty snugly into this foam case. And here we go, the Boker credit card knife. So this knife, to start off, this is extremely light. It's been in my wallet for 3 or 4 weeks now, and I'll tell you, you don't notice it's there. It's been nice. What I am planning on doing is taking off this clip. Not a big fan of the clip. I never wear this in my pocket. It stays in my wallet, and the clip just adds a little bit of thickness that I don't think you need. So that's going to be coming off for me. But you have this ring here, piece of G10 that the blade itself rests into, and the knife, unopened, is just about 3 inches. So just about the size of a credit card, maybe the size of a credit card and a half wide. I don't know how well it's going to focus there, but overall it's a good knife. So to open, you just grab this back, stick your thumb in here, and click it open. You know, not a speedy, it's not a fighting knife, it's not going to flip open real fast. It's just that backup, you know, and or last ditch knife to always have on you. You don't even know it's there, you know, you can forget about it, but when you need it, it's just a handy thing to have, you know. So open, overall it's around 5 inches, making the blade right around 2 3/4 inches long. And for this size knife, it is a pretty beefy blade. You know, it's approximately 1 1/4 inches, you know, in width. And so it has some stiffness and rigidity there, even though it's cut out for weight savings. So it's a pretty good knife. I've used it for minimal cutting tasks, nothing too busy. Obviously, like I said, I usually have an EDC on me, an everyday carry knife, and this is just that backup latch ditch, having that knife on me. You know, if you don't, when all else fails, you're out, you don't have your EDC knife on for whatever reason, you know, this is in your wallet, you need to cut something, you have it with you. You know, could you use it for opening boxes and general chores? Sure you could. But it is nice to just always have that extra blade on you. So it has a little blade stop here, you know, the pivot is good. It is there, you know, it is a kind of a version of a liner lock. When you want to close it, you push this front part down and it folds to close. And again, that there's a little part there, a pin, and that's what holds that open. All right. So it's not focusing too well for me, but this is in their 440 stainless, which Boker uses for just about everything. It is a chisel grind, so it's flat on the back with just their regular edge on the front, and it looks like it'll be pretty easy to maintain. Again, I haven't done a whole lot with this, but we'll break out some paper here and do a little paper test. I'm not a huge fan of the paper test for testing sharpness. I use my blades for everything, and I'd rather use other things, but I think with this blade, you know, its main purpose, I think, is going to be light duty cutting, and I think you can definitely do that, show that with the paper. So just going to get there and show some slow cutting, which is what I prefer to test for a blade sharpness, you know, and then, you know, you can get the, you know, it does have a good edge. The best way to show it is really to cut slow, and that really shows the sharpness. So for a chisel grind, you know, for a chisel edge, I think it is a good knife. All around, you can't go wrong. I think it's in the low 20s, $24, $25 range. You may be able to find it cheaper. But just to have that backup knife, I know there's a bunch of other knives out there. I know Swiss Army has the Swiss Tech cards, and there's a lot of other folding knives in the market with the plasticky handles, you know, the fold-up ones. But I like the fact that this is all metal. I like the fact that it is fairly sturdy. It really doesn't have a lot of flex to it, although it has a little. But I think if you had to use this in a last-ditch combat scenario, you have enough blade there to get the job done. If you need it for regular, everyday use, it's there too. But just kind of that, you know, set it and forget it. That put it in your pocket, have it in your wallet, and, you know, don't even worry about it until you need it. And I think that this type of tool definitely has a market for that and a spot for that in my everyday carry. So I recommend, whether it be the Boker or, you know, one of the other models that are out there, you know, some kind of knife that you can put in your wallet, put away and just have it there for emergencies. You know, I'm a firm believer, you know, in the never just having one knife. It's just my way, you know. I think it's a couple of the websites out there, you know, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And always having that extra backup in your wallet, in my opinion, is a great idea. So we're going to end this review. Again, this has been Calvin from PoorManSurvival.com. Please rate, like, and subscribe. Lots of more videos coming down the pipe. Going to be filming some gun reviews very shortly, and hopefully y'all like that. So this has been the Boker credit card knife, and thank you again from PoorManSurvival.com.